Suspense! This is the Man in Black, here to introduce grade 9 sentence adaptation of Sorry, Wrong Number, written by Lucille Fletcher, starring Christea Lopez as Mrs. Stevenson. This is a story of a woman who accidentally overheard a conversation with death and who strove frantically to prevent murder from claiming an innocent victim, and so it is. With a story, Sorry, Wrong Number, and a performance of grading sentence we can hope to keep you in.
Oh, dear.
Your call, please.
Operator, I've been dialing Murray Hill 70093 now for the last 3/4 of an hour and the line is always busy. I don't see how it could be busy for that long. Will you try it for me, please?
I will be glad to try that number for you. One moment, please.
I don't see how it could be busy all this time. It's my husband's office. He's working late tonight and I'm all alone here in the house. My health is very poor and I've been feeling so nervous all day.
Ringing Murray Hill 70093.
Hello?
Hello? Hello, is Mr. Stevenson there?
Hello, George.
Yes, sir. This is George speaking.
Hello, who's this? What number am I calling, please?
I'm here with our client.
Oh, good. Is everything okay? Is the coast clear for tonight?
Yeah, George, he says the coast is clear for tonight.
Okay.
Where are we now?
In a phone booth. Don't worry. Everything's okay.
Very well, you know the address?
Yeah. I know. At 11 o'clock, the private patrolman goes around to the bar on 2nd Avenue for a beer.
That's right, at 11 o'clock.
I will make sure that all the lights downstairs are out.
There should be only one light visible from the street.
Yeah. I know at 11:15 a train crosses the bridge. It makes a noise in case her window's open and she should scream.
Oh, hello. What number is this, please?
Okay, I understand. I tell you, that's 11:15, the train.
Yeah. You remember everything else, George?
Yeah. I'll make it quick. As little blood as possible. Because our client does not wish to make her suffer long.
That's right, you'll use a knife?
Yes, a knife will be okay. And then afterwards, I remove the rings and the bracelets and the jewelry in the bureau drawer. Because our client wishes it to look like a simple robbery. Don't worry, everything's okay. I never...
Oh, how awful. Unspeakably awful.
Your call, please.
Operator, I've just been cut off.
I'm sorry. What number were you calling?
Why, it was supposed to be Murray Hill 70093, but it wasn't. Somewhere supposed to got calls, and I was caught in a wrong number, and I just heard the most dreadful thing, something about a murder, and operator, you simply have to replace that call at once.
I beg your pardon. May I help you?
Oh, I know it was a wrong number and I had no business listening, but these two men, they were cold-blooded fiends and they were going to murder somebody, some poor innocent woman who was all alone in the house. They're a bitch and we've got to stop them.
What number were you calling, please?
Well, that doesn't matter. This was a wrong number and Gio dialed it for me and we've got to find out what it was immediately.
What number did you call?
Oh, why are you so stupid? What time is it? Do you mean to tell me I can find out what that number was just now?
I'll connect you with the chief operator.
Oh, I think it's perfectly shameful now. Look, it was obviously a case of somebody that slipped off a finger. I told you to try Murray Hill 70093 for me. You dialed it, but your finger must have slipped and I was connected with some other number and I could hear them, but they couldn't hear me now. I simply failed to see why you couldn't make the same mistake again on purpose, why you couldn't try to dial Murray Hill 70093 in the same sort of careless way.
Murray Hill 70093?
Yes.
I'll try to get it for you.
Oh, thank you.
I'm sorry. Murray Hill 70093 is busy. I'll call you in 20 minutes. Your call, please.
Operator, you didn't try to get that wrong number at all. I asked you explicitly and all I did was dial correctly.
I'm sorry. What number are you calling?
Well, can't you for once forget what number I'm calling and do something for me? No, I wanted to trace that call. It's my civic duty and it's our civic duty to trace that call and to apprehend those dangerous killers. And if you won't...
I will connect you with the chief operator.
This is the chief operator.
Oh, chief operator, I want to trace a telephone call immediately. I don't know where it came from or who was making it, but it's absolutely necessary that it can be tracked down because it was about a murder that someone's planning, a terrible, cold-blooded murder of a poor innocent woman tonight at 11:15.
I see.
Well, can you trace it for me? Can you track down those men?
I am not certain. It depends.
Depends on what?
If it has been disconnected, we cannot.
Disconnected?
If the parties have stopped talking to each other.
Oh, but of course, they must have stopped talking to each other by now. That was at least 5 minutes ago, and did it sound like the type who would make a long call?
Well, I can try tracing it. May I have your name, please?
Mrs. Stevenson, Mrs. Albert Stevenson. But listen.
And your telephone number, please.
Plaza 42295. But if we go on wasting all this time...
Why do you want this call traced, please?
Well, no reason. I mean, I really felt very strongly that something ought to be done about it. This man sounded like killers. They're dangerous. They're going to murder this woman at 11:15 tonight, and I thought the police ought to know.
Have you reported this to the police?
Well, no, not yet.
You want this call checked purely as a private individual?
Yes, but meanwhile...
I'm sorry, Mrs. Stevenson, but I'm afraid you couldn't make this check for you and trace the call just on your say-so as a private individual. We'd have to have something more official.
Oh, for heaven's sake, you mean to tell me I can report that there's going to be a murder without getting tied up in all this red tape? Why, it's perfectly idiotic. Well, alright, I'll call the police.
Thank you. I'm sure that would be the best way to...
Ridiculous. Perfectly ridiculous. The thought of it. I can see why I have to go through all this trouble. Oh...
Your call, please.
The police department. Get me the police department, please.
Thank you.
Oh dear, do you have to dial? Can't you ring them direct?
Police Department, Sergeant Martin speaking.
Police department, this is Mrs. Stevenson, Mrs. Albert Smith Stevenson of 15 North Southern Place. I'm calling up to report a murder. I mean, the murder hasn't been committed yet, but I just overheard plans for it over the telephone, over a wrong number that the operator gave me. I've been trying to trace down the call myself, but everybody is so stupid, and I guess in the end you're the only people who can do anything.
Yes, ma'am.
It was a perfectly definite murder. I heard their plans distinctly. Two men were talking. They were going to murder some woman at 11:15 tonight. She live in the house there, bitch. Are you even listening to me?
Yes, ma'am.
And there was a private patrolman on our street. He was going to go around for everyone on 2nd Avenue. There was a third man, a client, who was paying to have this poor woman murdered. They were going to take her rings and bracelet and use a knife. It ended regretfully. And I thought, well, I left this on there.
I see. When was all this, ma'am?
About 8 minutes ago. Then, can you do something? The one this time?
Oh, what is your name, ma'am?
Mrs. Stevenson. Mrs. Albert Stevenson.
And your address?
53 North Southern Place. 53 North Southern Place. That's your bridge, the Express Bridge, you know it. And we have a private patrolman on the street, 2nd Avenue.
And what was that number you were calling?
Murray Hill 70093, but that wasn't the number I overheard. I mean, Murray Hill 70093 is my husband's office. He's working late tonight, and I was trying to reach him to ask him to come home. I'm invalid, you know, and it's a midnight off, and I hate to be alone. Even though he says I'm perfectly safe as long as I have the telephone
Well,
right
we'll
beside my
look
bed.
into it, Mrs. Stevenson, and see if we can check it with the telephone company.
But the telephone company said they couldn't take the call if the parties have stopped talking. I've already taken care of that.
Oh, you have?
Yes, and personally, I feel you ought to do something far more immediate and drastic than just check the call. What could this checking the call do if they've stopped talking? By the time we track it down, they'd already committed the murder.
Well, we'll take care of it. Don't you worry.
Well, I'd say the whole thing calls for a search, a complete and thorough search of the whole city. Now, I'm very near a bridge and I'm far from 2nd Avenue. I know I'd feel a whole lot better if Senator Rodriguez cut to this neighborhood at once.
And what's make you think the murder is going to be committed in your neighborhood, ma'am?
I don't know, only the coincidence, so horrible. 2nd Avenue, the patrolman, the bridge.
Oh, 2nd Avenue is a very long street, ma'am. And you know how many bridges there are in the city of New York alone? Not to
know.
mention Brooklyn, Staten Island, Queens, and the Bronx.
I know that.
How do you know there isn't some little house on Staten Island? On some little second avenue you never even heard about? How do you know they're even talking about New York at all?
But I heard the call on the dialing system.
Well, maybe it was a long distance call you overheard.
Don't.
Telephones are funny things now. And look, lady, why don't you look at it this way? Supposing you got your husband, you always do. You wouldn't be so upset, would you?
Well, no, I suppose not. Only it sounded so inhuman, so cold-blooded.
A lot of murders are plotted in the city every day, ma'am. We manage to prevent almost all of them. But a clue of this kind is so vague. It isn't much more use to us than no clue at all.
But surely you...
Unless, of course, you have some reason for thinking this call was a pony, and that someone may be planning to murder you.
Me? No, I hardly think so. I mean, why should anybody? I'm all alone day and night. I see nobody except my maid, Eloise, and she's a big girl. She weighs 200 pounds. She's too lazy to bring up my breakfast tray, and the only other person is my husband, Albert. He's crazy about me. He just adores me. He raised on me hand and foot. He's scared left my son since I took sick, 12 years ago.
Well then, there's nothing for you to worry about. Now if you just leave the rest of this to us, we'll take care of it.
What will you do? It's so late. It's nearly 11 now.
We'll take care of it, lady.
You broadcast it all over the city and set up squads and warn your radio cars to watch out, especially in suspicious neighborhoods
Lady,
like
I
mine.
said we'll take care of it. Just now I got a couple of other matters here on my desk that require immediate attention. Good night, ma'am, and thank you.
You idiot. Oh no, I didn't hang up the phone like that. He'll think I'm a fool. Oh, why doesn't Albert come home? Why doesn't he come home?
Your call, please.
Operator, for heaven's sake, will you ring that Mary Hill 7019 number again? I can't think of what's keeping him so long.
I will try it for you.
Well, try. I don't see why he doesn't answer it.
I'm sorry, Murray Hill 70093 is busy.
I can hear it. You don't have to tell me. I know it's busy. Oh, if I can only get out of this bed for a little while. If I could get a breath of fresh air to see out the window and see the street. Hello, Albert. Hello. Oh, what's the matter with this phone? Hello. Oh, for heaven's sake, who is this? Hello. Who's trying to call me? Why doesn't she answer?
Your call, please.
Hello, operator. I don't know what's the matter with this telephone tonight, but it's positively driving me crazy. I've never seen such inefficient, miserable service. Now, look, I'm an invalid and I'm very nervous and I'm supposed to be annoyed, but if this keeps on much longer...
What seems to be the trouble, please?
Well, everything's wrong. I haven't one bit of satisfaction out of one phone call I made this evening. The whole world could be murdered for all of you people care, and now my phone's gonna ring every 5 seconds, and when I pick it up, there's no one there.
I'm sorry. If you will hang up, I will test it for you.
I don't want to test it for me. I want to put that call through, whatever it is at once.
I am afraid I cannot do that.
Why may I ask?
The dial system is automatic. If someone is trying to dial your number, there is no way to check it, if the call is coming through the system or not, unless the person who's trying to reach you complains to this particular operator.
Well, I'm stupid. Meanwhile, I've got sitting here in my bed suffering every time the phone rings, imagining everything.
I will try to check the trouble for you.
Check it. That's all anybody can do. What's the use of talking to you? You're so stupid. I'll fix her of all the input. How dare she speak to me like that? How dare she? Why does it take so long?
Your call, please.
Young woman, I don't know your name, but there are ways of finding you out. I'm going to report you to Spurs for the most unpardonable rudeness and insolence ever been in my privilege. Give it to business office at once.
You may dial that number direct.
Direct? I'll do no such thing. I don't even know the number.
The number is in the directory, or you may secure it by dialing information.
Listen here. Oh, what's the use? Oh, dear. I'm going out of my mind. Hello, stop ringing me. Do you hear? Answer me. Who is this? Do you realize you're driving me crazy? Who's calling me? What are you doing it for? Now stop it. Stop it. Hello. If you don't stop ringing me, I'm going to call the police. Do you hear the police? Oh, if ever can only come home. Oh, let it ring. Let it go ring. It's some trick of some kind. I won't answer it. I won't even if it goes ring all night. Oh, you ring. Go ahead and ring. Stop. No. No, what's the matter? Why did it stop ringing all of a sudden? Oh, what time is it? Why did I put that clock? Oh, here it is. 5 to 11. Oh, they've decided something. They're sure I'm home. I heard my voice answer them just now. That's why they've been ringing me. Why no one has answered me? Call the operator again. Where is she? Why doesn't she answer?
Your call, please.
Why were you just now? Why did you answer at once? Give me the police department.
I'm sorry, the line is busy. I will call you.
Busy? But that's impossible. The police department can't be busy. There must be other lines available.
The line is busy. I will try to get them for you later.
No, I've got to speak to them now or it may be too late. I've got to talk to someone.
What number do you wish to speak to?
I don't know, but there must be someone to protect people beside the police department. A detective agency.
You will find agencies listed in the classified directory.
But I don't have it classified. I mean, I'm too nervous to look it up and I don't know how to use it.
I'll connect you with information. Perhaps she will be able to help you.
No. Oh, you're being spiteful, aren't you? You don't care, do you, what happens to me? I could die and you wouldn't care. Oh, stop it. I can't stand anymore. Hello, what do you want? Stop ringing, will you? Stop it.
Hello, is this Plaza 42295?
Yes. Sorry, this is Plaza 4295.
This is Western Union. I have a telegram here for Mrs. Albert Stevenson. Is there anyone there to receive the message?
I'm Mrs. Stevenson.
The telegram is as follows. Mrs. Albert Stevenson, 53 North Sutton Place, New York, darling. Terribly sorry, tried to get you for last hour but line busy. Leaving for Boston 11 p.m. tonight on urgent business. Back tomorrow afternoon. Keep happy, love, signed Albert. Do you wish us to deliver a copy of the message?
No, thank you.
Thank you, madam. Good night.
Hi. Oh no, I don't believe it. He couldn't do it. Not when he knows I'll be all alone. Some friend's trick.
Your call, please.
Operator, try that Maria 7093 number for me just once more, please.
You may dial that number direct.
Be alone tonight. I can't. If I'm alone one more second, I'll go mad. I don't care what he says or what the expenses. I'm a sick woman. I'm entitled.
This information. May I help you?
I have the telephone number of Hensley Hospital.
Hensley Hospital? You have the street address?
No, it's somewhere in the 70s. A very small, private, and exclusive hospital where I had my appendix out 2 years ago. Actually, H.E.
One moment, please.
Please, hurry up, please. What is the time?
You may find out the time by dialing Meridian 71212.
For heaven's sake, I have no time to be dialing.
The number of Hensley Hospital is Butterfield 70105.
Butterfield 70105.
Hensley Hospital, good evening.
Nurses Registry.
Who was it you wish to speak to, please?
I want the nurses registry at once. I want a trained nurse. I want to hire her immediately for the night.
I see. And what is the nature of the case, madam?
Nerves. I'm very nervous. I need soothing. Companionship. You see, my husband is away and
Have you been recommended to us by any doctor in particular, madam?
No, but I really don't see why all this catechizing is necessary. I just want a trained nurse. I was a patient in your hospital 2 years ago, and after all, they expect to pay this person for attending me.
We quite understand that, madam. But these are war times, you know.
Well,
registered nurses are very scarce just now. And our superintendent has asked us to send people out only in cases where the physician in charge feels that it is absolutely necessary.
Well, it is absolutely necessary. I'm a sick woman. I'm very upset. I'm alone in this house and I'm an invalid. And tonight I overheard a telephone conversation that upset me dreadfully. In fact, if someone doesn't come at once, I'm afraid I'll go out of my mind.
I see. Well, I'll speak to Miss Phillips as soon as she comes in. And what is your name, madam?
Miss Phillips? And when do you expect her in?
Well, I really couldn't say. She went out to supper at 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock? But it's not even 11 yet. Oh, my clock is stopped. I thought it was running down. What time is it?
Just, 15 minutes past 11.
What was that?
What, madam?
That click just now in my own telephone. I saw someone lifted the receiver off the hook of the extension phone downstairs.
Well, I didn't hear it, madam. Now about this.
But I did. There's someone in this house. Someone's downstairs in the kitchen. And they're listening to me now. I won't pick it up. I won't let them hear me. I'll be quiet and they'll think. What if I call someone now and they're still down there? There'll be no time.
Your call, please.
Operator, I'm in desperate trouble.
I'm sorry, I cannot hear you. Please speak louder.
There's someone listening. Can you hear me now?
I'm sorry.
You've got to hear me. Oh, please, you've got to help me. There's someone in this house. Someone's going to murder me, and you've got to get in touch with. Oh, there it is. There it is. Do you hear it? Just put it down. Just put on the extension phone. He's coming up. He's coming up the stairs. Give me the police department. The police department. Give it.
One moment, please. I will connect you.
I can hear it. He's here.
Police Department, Sergeant Martin speaking. Police Department, Sergeant Martin speaking. Hello, Police Department, Sergeant Martin speaking.
Police Department? Oh, I'm sorry. I must have gotten the wrong number. Don't worry. Everything's okay.
And so closes. Sorry, wrong number. Presented by Grade 9 Satan. Tonight's Tale of Suspense!